about how to enjoy life. People were given privilege to share their opinion about how they enjoy their life. And at the end of the conference, a lot of responses were put together and they summarize it. And I want to open with the summary of the responses of the people at that workshop. How to enjoy life. The first person says, I enjoy life the more or the most when I spend time with my kids. I don't know whether anybody here identify with that. I do identify with it. Late back in 2008, the first Christmas we spent in Edmonton, it was a freezing cold Christmas. So a lot of people were kept indoors. Nobody wants to be out there. But guess what? We're living at an apartment, Blue Hill apartment there, a large place next to a school. So all the kids there, because they've been locked in because of this cold, the only option for them is to go and do sliding. So I used the opportunity and get my two children, Comfort and Courage, together. I said, let's go for sliding. They took their sledge and we went up this snow hill. And I was pushing them down. They were laughing. They were happy. I was happy too. I enjoyed it. Despite that it was very cold. Really, really cold. We didn't even remember that cold for that period because we spent time together. It was a good time and a good Christmas to remember. Secondly, some people said, explore new destinations. I can see my sister sitting out there. She's into traveling. She knows what it takes. When you talk about destinations, you want to explore the world. You want to see what is happening in other parts of the world. You want to know the culture of the people. You want to know the kind of person they are. You want to see how God has lavished his goodness upon them. You want to have a taste of another country, of another people and culture. I love traveling. It's just that COVID has kept me in for a long time now. Then, thirdly, some people say avoid multitasking. If you really, really want to enjoy your life, try to streamline your activity. It is not everything you must do. No. Remove all distractions. Get focus. Stop all this cell phone, computer work, grocery, and you are putting everything together. Your little brain cannot contain everything. Please help this little brain. Please help it. Stop multitasking. You want to enjoy life? Streamline your life. Prioritize appropriately. Then some people said, oh, there are some times you may have some beloved ones that are downcasted, that are depressed, that are almost giving up on life. Maybe a little bit of hug can make a miracle. Just give them a hug. Show some affection. Let them know that you love them. Give them a warm hug. And some said, make time for your friends and family. The COVID has shut a lot of people in and has caused a lot of distancing and has made coming together almost impossible. But praise be to God, we are still here. We can still meet together. It's a great thing when you meet together with friends and family. It is very enjoyable. It reminds me of one of this Christmas again we spent at Radier. We were there at one of the hotels. And in the evening we thought of going out to go and give ourselves a treat and eat. But behold, almost, in fact not just almost, every shop had been closed. We didn't know that on Christmas, all these places will be closed. We didn't know. We were banking on the fact that, okay, by evening we'll go out and do some grocery and heat, but no place to eat. Every shops were completely closed because it was Christmas. But guess what? God is faithful. He has another plan, a beautiful plan. We were just driving by and we saw Sheraton Hotel. Oh, I said, I'm used to Sheraton Hotel in Nigeria. It must be a beautiful place. Let's go in there. We went in there at the entrance. The guy there said, what's your name? We told him the name. He said, you are not on reservation. I said, what do you mean? I said, what do you mean? He said, no, you have to reserve your seat before you come. You have to book in advance. I said, oh, okay. Well, you know what? At this situation right now, we must eat. And every place has been booked up. Has been locked up. So what do? Look at these children. We have to do something. You have to do something to help. Finally, he spoke with the other people and they said, okay, well, but it's a buffet time, so you have to just help yourself out. He said, no problem about that. He said, so you have to pay so much for each person. Don't worry, God will take care of that. And by God's grace, we are allowed in. Oh my God. It was a wonderful time. The table was filled up. When my children saw it, oh, this is a good Christmas, the best ever. They were just going one after the other, taking whatever they wanted. I had to say, hey, that's enough. It was by privilege you came in here. Do not cause problem here. And, it was a wonderful time. When you spend time with family, and you have privilege to spend it with friends, it is an enjoyable time. So now, at another workshop again, some people were put together to think about certain rules for how to live a happy life. How can you be happy in your life? We want to see some rules that has to be put in place. And the people brainstorm, and they come up with 5 points. And they said, there is 5 simple rules you must observe in your life for you to live a happy life. Number 1, don't be overly emotional. Meaning, don't be excessively emotional about anything. If there be anything you should even think of, is to have faith. Believe that God, who has sustained you to today, is more than able to see you through the rest of your life. He is the owner of tomorrow. He's in charge of tomorrow. The Bible told, Moses came to God when God sent him to Egypt. He said, when I get to Egypt, and they asked for who is that person that have sent me, he said, tell them that it is I am that I am God that has sent you. I am that I am God means before you get there, I'm already ahead of you there. So don't be overly concerned about situations. Have faith in God. Believe that God has gone ahead of you to make your future beautiful. He's a wonderful God. That's the only way to live a happy life. Don't be bothered by the circumstances around you for this moment. Then number 2, don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. I wonder if most of those inventors that have come before us, who have tried their best before they can come up with an invention. Take, for instance, the bulb we are enjoying today, the airplane, the ship on the high sea, even the cars that we use today. Some people have spent many years trying. They fail and fail and fail and fail, but they never give up. And today, we are beneficiary of what they have come up with. But they stop at nothing they continue to try and try. I want to say, keep trying. If you want to have a happy life to live, don't give up. Number 3, don't make things complicated. Don't. Life is very simple. Take it one day at a time. You can't have everything in one single moment. No. Life is so easy if you know how to manipulate it. Don't make it complicated for yourself. Then number 4, don't take things too seriously. Too seriously. Some time ago, my daughter used to say, you are just too serious about everything. It's not that serious. And most of the time, those things can be touching. What do you mean that it's not serious? Something that is so easy. You're telling me it's not serious? Say, yeah, it's not serious. It was later I got to know that it's true. It's not serious. Just make it simple. If you make life simple, it will be simple. And you will enjoy it. You will have an happy life to live. Laugh at problems. When you laugh at problems, your life will be easy. Life will be completely enjoyable for you. The last one, don't be grown up. Don't be a grown up. You know, there is a lot of challenge when you get grown up. You begin to have esteem, and you begin to think, no, I don't have to do this. I'm a grown-up guy now. No. When you begin to see yourself in that position that, no, I don't have to do this, I'm old. I don't have to do this, I'm old. Then you won't be happy as you're supposed to. Condescend to the level of a child. A child have no problem. They just live their life. Very simple. They want to eat. They just go to the parent. I want to eat. Where the food will come from, they don't care. I just want to eat, and that's it. So if you come to that level that you see yourself as a child, life will be very happy for you. Life is not too serious. It's not too complicated. Don't make it complicated for yourself. Biblically, in the book of John, 3 John chapter 1, verse 1, John was sharing an encouragement and prayer to his friend Gaius. He said, Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth. Even as thy soul prospereth. We get too spiritualized that we just concentrate on just feeding our soul every day. This body is still part of what God had made. Let this body also have the best of life to enjoy. John was telling Gaius, as you are feeding the soul, as you're nourishing the soul, remember your body, remember your health. Put attention on it as well. Get this body what it needs. The good enjoyment that the body needs, give it in accordance to the will of God, according to the leading and guidance of God. In the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 17, it says, Rejoice evermore, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus concerning you. For you to live a happy life, be intentional about it. Rejoice. That is what God wants. Not only for you to concentrate on the soul. Let the body also have an enjoyment. And today, the topic we are going to look at is enjoy life. Enjoy life. And how do you enjoy life? Many people have shared their opinion in the introduction we have just heard. But as a person now, how do you enjoy life? I have just 5 points to share today about how I feel we should enjoy life. or probably maybe personally, how I feel I should enjoy life. But I believe it also applies to everyone listening today. Number one, love yourself. Love yourself. Don't wait for somebody to come and begin to love you. You may wait forever. Start with yourself by loving yourself. Know who you are. The Bible says you are fearfully and wonderfully created by God. You are a beautiful person in and out. Appreciate who you are. Honor yourself. Just give yourself the best of things in life. Start by loving yourself. Take good care of yourself. Give yourself treats whenever you have the privilege to do that. Don't wait for somebody to say, oh, where do you spend your holiday? Don't wait. Take time. Go out. Just do things that will make you happy. Love yourself. The Bible says in the book of Mark chapter 12, verse 31, and it is tagged the greatest commandment. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind and with all your strength. So then, the second is this. Love your neighbor as yourself. You can't love a neighbor if you have not loved yourself. In fact, what are you going to love in that neighbor when you yourself does not even love yourself? You must love yourself first. That love you have automatically will flow onto your neighbor. You don't need any stress about it. It's like you pour a perfume on you. When you get to the midst of people, you don't need to tell them, oh, I have a perfume. No. They will smell it. That is how love should be in your life. When you have love for yourself, it should be like a perfume that will be transferred to your neighbor. And the Bible says it is the greatest command, the second greatest commandment. When you love yourself. You start by loving God and you love yourself. And automatically it flows into your neighbor. And who is your neighbor? Your loved ones, your friends in the community, at school, at place of work, everyone that you come in contact with, they are your neighbor. They want to see the flow of love inside of you. Love yourself. Then number two, and before number two, the Bible says in the book of Psalm 139, verse 14, I am fearfully and wonderfully made by God. Are you? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. God spent time in creating you. He invested a lot inside of you. Why won't you appreciate who you are? Why won't you value who you are? He took time to make you in his own image. Why won't you appreciate who you are? Remind yourself of that. I love this version. He said, he personalized it. Not everybody. I, as a person, I am wonderfully created by God. Remind yourself of it. Value who you are. Then number two, be joyful. Be joyful. Psalm 16 verse 11 says, you make known to me the path of life. We are talking about enjoyable life. And the psalm is saying, you make known to me the path of life. In your presence, there is the fullness of joy. You want to enjoy life? You must go to him, the Almighty God. He has a path that leads to an enjoyable life. You start by being in his presence. The psalmist says, he that dwelleth in the secret place of Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty God. Because in his presence there is the fullness of joy. You can't have an enjoyable life if you do not spend time in his presence. It's only in his presence joy comes. And he's the only one that gives you paths that leads to an enjoyable life. Enjoyable life cannot be found in bars, in places of entertainment. It's good to be in places of entertainment, but start with him who has a path that leads to an abundant joy. That is God. And you do that by spending time in his presence. The Bible also says, at his right hands are pleasure forevermore. You want to enjoy life? You want to have pleasure? You want to have wishes and desires? It's right there at his right hand. Don't go too far. He has everything. Just be connected to him. As Pastor Stern says, plug into him. An abundant joy will flow into you. Romans chapter 15, verse 13. May the God of hope fill you with all joy. With all joy. He's the only one that can give joy. He's the only one. When you go to him, he will fill you. He will fill you with joy. It's like buy one, get 3 or 2 free. When you go to him, he fill you with joy. In addition, he gives you peace. In addition, he gives you Holy Ghost. Try one first so that you get another one. 2 on top. It's only God that can do that. I don't think I've gone to Tim Martin and they say buy one, get 2 or 3 free. No. At most, maybe buy one, get one free. And be rest assured, that one you are getting free is not really free. You have paid in maybe through another means. God is faithful. He is a source of joy. He is a giver of joy. When you come to him, he gives you joy, he gives you peace, and he gives you Holy Spirit to lead and guide you into an enjoyable life. The book of Acts chapter 13 verse 52 says, and the disciples were filled with joy. With joy. The disciples are with the master. They are with the master. Yet, they are also filled with joy because they need it. They need it. Despite the fact that they're being fed spiritually every day, they also need to be filled with joy to live an enjoyable life. You only give what you have. You cannot live an enjoyable life when you don't have the joy in you. It's only God that filled a man with joy. Let him fill you with joy today. There is a saying, make ale while the sun shines. You will not get the sun every time. Make the most of the moments. It is this time you must enjoy. Don't say when I'm 50 years, when I'm 60 years, when I'm 70 or 80. You may not even be up to that. Enjoy the moments. Enjoy the season. Enjoy what you have now. There is no enjoyment in graveyard. The dead doesn't enjoy life. Only the living can enjoy life. Because God has given you life. The Bible says Jesus gave us abundant life. What the devil come to do is to steal that abundant life. Use the abundant life that you have. Make hay while the sun shines. There was this movie we were privileged to watch some time ago. It is called The Bucket List. Bucket List. You can see from something there, maybe the next slide now. You will see two characters sitting down, one in blue, one in white. They are the main character for that movie, Bucket List. The focus of that film is on these two guys. They have terminal diseases and ended up in one room in the hospital. And the doctor had already certified that they have just short time to live. Then the one in white now says, hey guy, since we already know the death sentence has been given, so what more? We must enjoy the rest of our life. So what then do we do? He took a pen and was beginning to write some wishes of what they would do to enjoy their life before they die, because they would die anyway. So they begin to do some crazy things. Both of them went to do skydiving. They went and rent a racing car, and they raced the car so much. They said, yes, I love it. And right here, they visited the pyramid in Egypt. And they said they love it so much. Then the one in blue said, look, I want to tell you a story about the Egyptian, an Egyptian story of when somebody gets to the gate of heaven. That when people die, they get to the gate of heaven, there'll be two questions that the angel will ask you. So what are they? So number one, when you get there, they will ask you, have you found joy in your life? Say joy? Say yes. Have you found joy in your life? That one ponder, I said joy? Say yeah. I said okay. Number two, has your life brought joy to others? Has your life brought joy to others? And he was shocked. That, what a question. All these years of my life, I've never thought of this. But you are here today. You still have privilege to think of it. You still have opportunity to examine your life. Do you have joy in your life? Has your life brought joy unto others? You can only give what you have. Find the joy in your life. Find the joy in your life. Make it intentional that you will enjoy life. Number three, we are looking at 5 ways to live an enjoyable life. Number three, be quick to forgive. Be quick to forgive. When the Lord has filled you with joy, the devil is never happy about it. His plan is to steal that joy from you. The Lord has created in every one of us well of living joy. Well of living joy. Rivers of living joy flows in us as children of the living God. But guess what? The devil can do something to either stop the flow of that joy or even steal that joy completely from you. How does the devil do this? In various ways. Number one, it will make you not to forgive people. It will sow the seed of unforgiveness in your life. That well of joy that you have, it will throw unforgiveness into that joy. And it will contaminate that well of joy. It will throw hatred into it. It will throw anger into it. It will throw malice into it. Many, many things will just block that flow of joy. That will never happen to us. But that's what he is doing today, to steal the joy of the children of God. So please, be quick to forgive people when they sin against you, so that you can continue to enjoy life. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 5 says, love keeps no record of wrongs. If you love yourself as we started with, please don't keep diary of wrongs. It doesn't help you. Rather, you are opening door for the devil to block your rivers of joy. Don't do it. God, our Father that we serve, does not keep a record of offenses, and neither should we. If God doesn't do it, we mustn't do it. At that time when we are still sinners, God sent his Son to us to forgive us of all our sins. Another part in the Bible says, the sin that we committed, God put it behind him and closed his eyes against it, so that it will appear as if we have not sinned. That is God. Forgive others. In the Lord's Prayer, we used to say, forgive us our sin as we forgive others. Are we really forgiving others? Let's forgive people so that we can maintain the flow of joy in our life. It is impossible to love somebody at the same time all the bad things that they have done in the past against them. Let it go. One thing I've got to know in my life is that if I keep malice with anybody, and I'm angry with anybody, and I keep that anger inside of me, it's me that suffer. Yeah, it's me. I suffer because I get hurt, I get disturbed, whereas the person you are keeping anger or malice against may not even know. Then why do you suffer yourself for nothing? Let it go. Forgive people. Mayor Angelou says, bitterness is like a cancer, meaning it spreads very fast and it kills very fast. It says it eats up the host, but anger is just like it too. It's like fire, and it cleans it all. That joy that has been flowing for years in your life, when you allow bitterness, anger, hatred to come into it, within a twinkle of an eye, it can clean up your joy. It can sweep off your joy. Don't allow unforgiveness and any type of thing to steal your joy. Number 4, bridle your tongue. This little guy here has life. At the same time, it has death. It depends on how you make the best use of this tongue. Our tongue is a very good part of our body. It is the vessel of life. Issues of life flow from our tongue. And that's why we have to be careful with the way we use it. Let every one of us intentionally decide to use our tongue appropriately and accordingly in a way that will minister grace unto people that we meet in life. There was another movie we watched. My wife found a new love last year. And new love is in watching Asian movie. And I decided to watch with her one day. And we watched this movie called Sha Sha Sha. Sha 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 movie is about two characters. A man who is an intelligent guy who started as a fund manager in a bank, was helping people to invest. Eventually, he thought he was helping people, but eventually people overinvested and lost it all. And now carry the blame on him. Story short, he had to resign and run away from that company. And he went and started life afresh at a village where he spent his childhood. Another character on the other part was a lady, a professional dentist, who had an ethical issue with her boss. She also resigned her appointment as a dentist and found herself in that same village with this fund manager. And they met each other there. And the dentist was sharing with the young man that, oh, I left the city to come here, and I'm thinking peradventure I might have opportunity to start up a dental clinic here because I discovered there was none here. And the man said, no problem, you can do it. You must start from somewhere. That is getting to know the people in the community. It's a very small community. But you need to know them, familiarize yourself with them, introduce yourself with them. She said, but how? I said, okay, don't worry. There's going to be a community party tomorrow. Make sure you come and attend. She said, okay. So she came. There was a lot of party music going on. Everyone was happy, enjoying life. Right in the midst of that, she received a call from a friend from the city. And she was sharing her experience that, oh, wow, this place is an old age place, this and that. People are still living in the cities here. Nothing recent. And she was just bad-mouthing the people. She was talking bad about the people. And the music these people were playing were disturbing the flow of the communication. So she decided to go to the next building. When she opened the door, she entered that building so that she can have good communication with the friend. Not knowing that inside that room, there is already a speaker like this, a microphone like this, that is standing there. She saw it, but she never knew that microphone has been connected to the speaker outside. So everything she was saying, oh, the DJ there, oh, he's still living in the cities. You need to come and see the music is playing. Oh my God, all these people here, they are so old. Everything she was saying was coming from the through this microphone to the speaker outside. Oh God. And the people said, oh no. So they stopped the music and they were hearing everything she was saying. So by the time she finished and she stepped out of the place, she just saw everybody standing, looking towards her. And the music had stopped. And she was wondering, what is happening here? What is happening here? So that's why we have to be careful with what we say, how we say it, where we say it. Our tongue is powerful. We need to bridle our tongue. It can help us, lift us up, and on the other side can bring us down. The business she wanted to start, she killed that business from the beginning with her mouth. Our mouth is important. If we need to enjoy life, bridle your tongue. Put a zip in your mouth. Just zip it up. You only unzip when you need to. That is bridle your tongue. Ephesians 4 verse 29 says, let no corrupting talk come out of your mouth, but only such as is good for building up, as fit the occasion. It's not every time you have to talk. No. Talk when led to talk. Weigh the word you speak before you say it. Is it a word that will season, that will bring life to a decaying wall? Is it word that will restore life back to a dying person? Is it the word that will encourage people? Weigh the word that you speak. It says that it may bring grace or give grace to those who hear. The word I will speak must bring grace to the hearer. I pray the Lord will help us in Jesus' name. Proverbs 21 verse 23 says, whoever keeps his mouth and his tongue keeps himself out of trouble. When I first came to Canada, the first job I got, when you greet somebody and the next thing will be, are you keeping out of trouble? I wonder, keeping out of trouble, what does that mean? I'm not in trouble. Oh, keep out of trouble. I said, okay, I will. So, I think it's right. If you need to enjoy life, you must keep out of trouble. And the easiest way is to bridle your tongue. Bridle your tongue. The devil only uses what you speak. The devil does not have access to what you do not speak. So that's why you must intentionally speak when you need to speak and zip up when you need to zip up. It is important in life. And by so doing, the book of Proverbs says, you keep yourself out of trouble. Out of trouble. And God will help us in Jesus' name. The psalmist says in Psalm 19 verse 14, let the words of my mouth, I love the way it started, let the word of my, he personalized it. Enjoyment in life is a personal thing. So, let the word of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be pleasing and acceptable in thy sight, O Lord. It's a prayer we must pray every day. Every day, God help me. Bridle my tongue. This word that must come from my mouth must be that which is bringing grace to the hearer. Anything I will speak that is not according to your will, let it not even come out of this mouth. Let it not even be inside of me. Because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. So if we do not have any evil in the heart, you can't speak it out. Let flow out of you issues of life that will bring life to the people that are hearing, and that will make life enjoyable for you that speak it. And the last one on our topic, 5 ways to live an enjoyable life. After you have done everything, you have loved yourself, you have requested joy from God, you have bridled your tongue, you need God in your life. Without God, you are nothing. Just as we have heard, that it's only God of hope that filled with joy. Therefore, for you to know that life cannot be enjoyable without God, then you must submit all to God. Let God be in charge of your life. Let God be the ruler of your life. Let him be the king of your life. Let him make his tabernacle, his dwelling place inside of you. Let him have his royal palace in you. Let him have the last say as a sovereign God over your life. Let him take preeminence over your life. When you do that, you will have an enjoyable life. Life will be beautiful for you. Life will be simple for you. It will not be complicated. Only the eternal God, who is the Alpha and Omega, has the infinite wisdom and power, love and mercy needed to direct affairs of man's life. No any other person, Only him. The Most High God, the infinite one, the omnipotent God, the omniscient God, the omnipresent God is the only one that can chart your path of life to enjoy life to the fullness. God is our creator and the one who formed us in the womb. He knows our abilities, our weaknesses, and all the details of our life. And if you are right there connected on the internet or maybe here, and you have not allowed this God to be the ruler of your life, I want to plead with you today. Give him access to your life. He wants it anyway. Whether you give him access or not, he wants your life. He created you. Release yourself to him. Release yourself to him. Let him take control of your life. If you want to live a life full of enjoyment, full of the joy of God, let the giver of joy dwell and control your life. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 to 6 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and in all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. The path to enjoyable life lies in the giver of joy, and that is the Most High God. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust in him, and he will do it. He will do it for you. Just allow him in your life. I want us to stand on our feet, and we are going to remind ourselves of the 5 things that we have talked about today. And we are going to recite it together, and we will bless ourselves. I will close for the day. Enjoy life. 5 ways by which we can enjoy life. We'll say the first one together. Number 1, love yourself. Number 2, be joyful. And number 3, be quick to forgive. And number 4, bridle your tongue. And lastly, let God be in charge of your life. One thing I did not include in that something which we must do every day is to bless yourself. We must bless ourselves every day. Don't wait for pastor to come and be blessing you. It's good for pastor to bless you. That is the reason why he has been called and chosen. Start by blessing yourself in your closet, in your home, at your place of work. You are driving every day. Cultivate the habit to bless yourself. If you love yourself, you must bless yourself. Invoke the blessing of God upon your life every day. That is the beginning of an enjoyable life. I want us to now invoke this blessing upon ourselves this morning. Wherever you see red, it is for you. Personalize it. And I want us to read this together. Let's go. May the Lord answer me when I am in distress. May the name of the God of Jacob protect me. May he send me help from the sanctuary and grant me support from Zion. May he remember all my sacrifices and accept my burnt offerings. May he give me the desire of my heart and make all my plans succeed. May I shout for joy over my victory and lift up my banners in the name of our God. May the Lord grant all my requests. In Jesus' name, amen. Shall we bless the name of the Lord this